morning, everyone. I'm on my way to get breakfast for my family, and I thought I would do a bit of an intro. I'll walk this way. As you can see, I'm wearing a sweater and a hat, and that's because it's just really cold this morning. Well, it's pretty cold. It's not super cold, but compared to what it's been in the upper 30s, 38, 39. And so we had to sleep on the ground floor where the AC is strongest. So that was uncomfortable. I hate sleeping on that air mattress. But now it has suddenly cooled down. It's like the high will be 23 today, which I am very happy about. Oh my god. And in any case, our New Year's has been very chill so far. Well, all our holidays have been chill. We didn't do much. I mean, mainly because of the weather. We knew that beforehand, so we made sure to have everything we needed, all our food and drink, everything already at the house, so we wouldn't have to go out to the store for anything. And that was nice. We just stayed home, relaxed, took naps, watched Stranger Things. My stepson has gotten into the series recently, so we've been starting from season 1, and right now we're on season 3. And man, I can't believe we've been watching that since 2016. I mean, no wonder we've all gotten so attached to these characters. It's been part of our lives for almost 10 years. So I found a quieter spot to finish this walk and talk, so to speak. So as I was saying, our holidays were pretty chill, and we didn't do much. We didn't go anywhere. On New Year's Eve, we even went to bed early. We went to bed around 9:30, 10, because we always do that. We're very early sleepers and early risers. And but closer to midnight, I was still trying to fall asleep, and I saw lights from fireworks flashing by our front door. And so I went out and saw the fireworks going off just above our patio, and it was so cool. I have never seen fireworks in this city that close, at least not in a really long time. And I kind of wish I'd woken up my husband and stepson, but I think by the time they would have woken up, it would have been too late anyway. But I was able to capture it, thank God, on film. There's a lot going on in our lives right now, but I'm just not sure. I'm debating in my head right now how much to share. I guess to start with, I was finally able to apply for monetization on my YouTube channel, and that was super surreal because I've been on YouTube since 2009, but I haven't taken my channel seriously until 2022. And so it's taken 4 years to get here, really. And I had just gotten used to hardly anyone ever watching my videos. Like, if I got 25 to 50 views, that was really good for me. I remember being really excited once because I got 130 views. But it's all because my husband and I went to the Gelatina concert a few weeks ago, and I recorded with my cell phone. So it wasn't the best quality video, but you know, I think if it had been better, like if I'd used my DJI, Gelatina could have asked me to take it down. So I think in hindsight, it was actually really good that I only used my cell phone. In any case, I had about a little over an hour of footage, and I uploaded that onto my channel, and that video got more than 32,000 views and over 1,000 likes and more than 200 comments. And that, because of that one video, I think I was able to apply for monetization on my channel, and I still haven't gotten a word yet. I read somewhere it takes up to a month, I think, as they reviewed your channel and all that. So I'm really excited. I'm also a little scared, like, oh God, what if they don't approve my channel? And also, like, well, where do I go now? Like, I got more than 250 new subscribers because of that one video, and I was scared that maybe they'll be wanting more Latina content or more music content, and that's not what my channel is about at all. I do mainly travel and life vlogs. Like, I go places, I explore, and I record that, or I record here and there bits of my daily life with my family and friends, and some of my work process, and I upload those onto YouTube. And so I was like, is that what they're gonna want to see? What if I start getting a bunch of unsubscribes? But my husband told me that, I got more than 32,000 views and only 250 or so people subscribed, and it's probably because they went to my channel and scrolled through my content and decided they would like to see more. So that really helped. It really helped a lot to put me at ease. Also, going forward, trying to think, am I going to change anything? Probably not. I might, in the meantime, maybe do more of this kind of content, like more walk and talks, more simple life, daily life videos, because of the money situation here in Argentina. I'm working full-time right now on a children's book project. I did take a few weeks off during the holidays so I could, just watch TV during the day, play video games with my family, take a nap if I wanted to, just do nothing if I wanted to, just stare at YouTube without feeling guilty or any pressure to hurry up and get back to work. And I really needed that. I so needed that. But now, yesterday I started back to work. I went back to work, and I also have to start looking for more work soon, because I don't want there to be a long gap between projects. And life in this country, Argentina, is always so uncertain, and I don't know if it's any better in any other country. Like in the US, it seems to be headed towards this way as well. High inflation and uncertainty, but here it's through the roof. We have to check the news daily and just figure things out as we go, and it just adds to your stress. And now they're trying to pass this work bill. I don't know if it has passed yet or not, but I do know that the ministers in the government were given a 90% raise, and it hit me later. That was a bribe. That was a bribe. The ministers in the government are being bribed to pass whatever Millet wants. And so that's a very scary direction. Also with what's happening with C-Day and the security and all that in this country. It looks like the government has created its own secret police that is not accountable to anyone. It's just going to do whatever the government wants. And so to me as an American, it feels like they've basically okayed another dictatorship. I don't know if that's how it's going to play out, but it's very scary. As someone from the US, it's very scary to live through something like this in my adopted country. Like, I know it's happened before, and terrible things have happened in this country before, and people have lived through it just fine. But I always thought I would never want to live through that myself. And I don't know what's gonna happen. All I can say is, thank God I earn in dollars. Thank God I don't know if being a US citizen it helps me in this situation or not. I don't know. But I know it might give us options if things really go to shit. But I don't want to get too political. It just makes me scared. I watch the news a lot because it's the easiest way to improve my Spanish, because they speak clearly and slowly enough for me to understand 95% of what they say. 95%. But I might have to listen to other things. Like this morning I was watching El Topo and El Mundo, and he speaks very well. So I might just watch him for a while instead of the news, which just scares me. Look what a beautiful morning it is here though, by the way. It's so gorgeous. I rarely ever go out in the morning these days, mainly because it's just been so hot. Last week was unbearable, but it has fallen to really comfortable temperatures this weekend. And so that's why it's really nice to be out here in the park. God, everything is so green and a lot of birds. It's just gorgeous out here. Another thing I wanted to talk about for as far as YouTube goes, if you've been following my content for a while, you know that I don't put myself in my own videos very much. Like, I don't turn the camera around onto myself because the focus is always what I'm experiencing and seeing rather than me being in that wherever I am. But I did want to change that a little. I want to get more used to being on camera, not being so, as a woman, you always fear judgment, comments, and I don't know how much I care about that anymore, but I am aware that I'm not physically perfect. For example, this thing right here, this was a scar I got when I when I had rhinoplasty, like back in 2010. Actually, that's why I moved to Argentina, because I got rhinoplasty here in this country, and I just loved it so much that I thought, if I ever move out of California, it's either going to be maybe Florida or here. And I don't know, I was thinking of a lot of other places, but it ended up being here. And Anyway, I have an appointment at the end of this month to see a dermatologist about this, to see what can be done, and then maybe after that I'll go to a plastic surgeon or whatever. I'm not sure, but it's because a lot of times when I'm filming myself, when I do try to film myself, I'm not very good at it either. I tend to put the camera way too close to my face, and sometimes the angle is very unflattering and all you can see is this. And so I do want to see if I can have something done about that. But otherwise, you know, I'm not physically perfect. I'm getting older. I have a ton of gray hair coming in, and I'm like, am I gonna fight time just so I can look perfect on YouTube? It doesn't seem worth it. Also, the one reason why I watch YouTube and some of my favorite YouTubers, it's because they're real. It's because they're not perfect and they're willing to show themselves excuse me, how they look first thing in the morning, how they look without makeup or at their worst. And I want to be that brave. I'm not that brave yet but hopefully I'll get there, because I just hate the airbrushed perfection of what you see on a lot of television and even Instagram. I just find it very off-putting, and it doesn't attract me at all. So in any case, I'm going to get our breakfast. I just can't get over how nice it is outside. Like last week when you went out, it was like stepping into a hot oven. It was just horrible. But it's just nice. I'm enjoying it. I'm getting breakfast from my favorite bakery here, Hora. They have the best stuff. So I'm getting a cuarto of chipas and 6 facturas. They have key lime pie here too. I didn't see it in the case, so that's why I didn't order any. But I do want to see what theirs is like compared to the one I had at La Prensa. And look at that cheesecake with dulce de leche on top. Everything I've had here has been so good. Their bread is the best. The only thing I didn't like was the pan dulce. I got that from here and it was unfortunately really dry. But to be fair, all of them are, to me, are really dry. I just don't like pan dulce. Okay. I realized last night that I forgot to close out the video. And but I think there's a few things I wanted to add before I close out everything. I forgot to go over my New Year's resolutions. And the first one is pretty common. I want to go back to a healthier diet and start exercising again. Of course, during the holidays, I pretty much fell off the wagon for sure. A lot of sweets, a lot of ice cream, just eating whatever I wanted. And but now I have to go back to my husband's awake. I have to go back to a more moderate diet for sure. And then I also want to start working out. I do take daily walks, but I want to try to do something more strenuous, such as maybe a more aerobic exercise, maybe start running, Pilates. I'll figure it out. I want to do something. And also I want to spend more time with friends. I feel like I really have not prioritized that in the last several years. and I want to change that. I want to spend more time with all of my friends. And let's see, what else? Dreams. For those of you who might have been following my channel or who know me, you know that I took care of my brother back in 2024, and he passed away in July of that year. And the last dream that I remember of my brother was of July this year, around the anniversary of his passing away. And since then, I think I've had normal dreams about him, and I don't really remember. None of them had really been memorable. But that was the very last one I remember of having of him, and I think it was more of a visitation dream than an actual dream. But since then, if he's been in my dreams at all, it's just been a normal dream. And I had one a few days ago. It was just a normal dream, again, of course, and we were just doing daily stuff. Like, it felt like we were going through a routine or something. I don't remember the details anymore, of course. It was like most of my dreams, you forget the details. So I think that was just my subconscious, in other words, telling me he's still part of my life. But yeah, I do wish he would visit me again in my dreams. I guess that's what I'm getting at. I want another visitation dream, but I haven't had any. And looking back on that last dream, I wonder if it was his way of saying he was moving on. I don't know if I should cover the dream too much. Well, let me go into it anyway. What happened in that last visitation dream was I was on a train, and the weird thing was I was on the childhood bed I slept on when we lived in Alameda, and my mother was beside me asleep. Like, she never woke up at all in the dream. So I think it's just to say she was there, but she was not part of the dream. And then I was on a train on my childhood bed, and then my brother comes over to say hello, and there was a, what do you call it, a sheet or curtain covering the passageway where he walked up to me and where my bed was. And he's like, "Hi, Cheryl," and I'm like, "Hi, Richie," and I remember moving closer to the curtain because I wanted to get a look at him. I wanted to see him. Like, in my dream, I was aware that he was gone, but there he was talking to me, and I wanted to look at him. And he looked exactly like he did before, like wearing his archaeology outfit. At least I think that's what it was. Khaki pants, navy blue sweater, and his, he might have been wearing his leather Indiana Jones jacket. I'll have to check my notes because I did write it down. I wrote about it to my cousin, so I have all the details there, but I can't remember right now. In any case, he looked exactly like he did before. And I remember saying, "I can see you, I can see you." And he's like, oh, wait. Like, he didn't expect me to see him. And so since I could see him, he went through the curtain. I don't even remember him opening the curtain. He just went through it and sat on my bed, and he was sitting against the wall while I was sitting against the other wall, looking at him like, "Wow, you're really here." And the thing was, when he moved through the curtain, he changed form. He changed into an older white man that I'm like, it didn't, but the thing was, I didn't think, wait, you don't look like my brother. I was thinking, here's my brother sitting next to me. And I remember him smiling at me, and oh God. Now I'm wondering if his changing form in that dream was his way of saying he was moving on. I don't know. Who knows? I will never know until the day I pass over and I can ask him myself. um, in any case, now all I can do is um, guess. Okay, so I've covered two of the things I wanted to cover. The third one, is going back to YouTube, and I was just thinking like how I started YouTube in 2009, and I did upload a few stupid videos back then. It was just a place to put my videos. It was a place to park them rather than keeping them on the hard drive of my computer. But what if I had taken YouTube seriously, not just back then, but way earlier when YouTube actually started, or even in my university days, like when, because I was talking about getting older yesterday, but in my university days I was at my physical peak, you could say, because I was extremely fit. I worked out every single day. I was a size 0. Yeah, looking back, I was at my physical peak. Like in the afterlife, that's probably what I will look like. um, Hold on. But, and so I wouldn't have had to worry about that. Like this morning, I'm like, oh God, I'm a mess. Yeah, I'm a, my hair, no makeup. I just woke up a while ago. Um, but I was also, um, my life, you could say, was full of drama, and I was very shallow in many ways. And to think of that version of me making videos, what would I have put up? And I almost shudder to think what I would have put up. And so I'm really glad I didn't start YouTube until way later. I'm so glad. And I feel bad for some of the younger content creators who, you know, those videos they make compilations of look what this YouTuber did, or blah blah blah, like, and it's like, yeah, but they're kids. They don't have that long view. In any case, I'm glad I didn't start YouTube much younger. Even though, um, yeah, whatever. Okay, so if you had stayed until the end, thank you so much. By the way, I just mentioned I got up a short while ago. I'm drinking my piping hot beverage. It's not caffeinated, though, so it's not helping me wake up. But it is nice to have on a really brisk summer morning. Yeah, so coffee with lactose-free milk. Decaf coffee with lactose-free milk. That's what I drink every morning. And in any case, if you have made it to the end, thank you so much. Please consider liking and subscribing to this channel. I also have a Buy Me Coffee link down below, as well as links to my merch shop and where you can find my original art. And again, thank you so much, and hope to see you next time. Ciao!